In this video, we will learn about the alcohol. So, alcohols are hydroxy derivative of alkanes. They are obtained by replacement of one or more hydrogen atoms of the alkane by hydroxy group. Hydroxy group is OH. So, we have monohydric, dihydric, trihydric, and polyhydroxy alcohol depending upon the number of OH attached. So, here methyl alcohol is monohydric since it has one OH. So ethylene glycol is dihydric, it has 2 OH. Glycerol is trihydric, it is having 3 OH in its molecule. So monohydric alcohols have a general formula CnH2n plus 1 OH or ROH, and in IUPAC system they are also called as alkanols. The very common alcohol is ethanol, which we call as ethyl alcohol. It has a formula C2H5OH. So here we have replaced the hydrogen of the ethane with OH, so it has become ethyl alcohol. Molecular mass is 46 since 2 into 12 for carbon, 5 into 1 for hydrogen, plus 16 for oxygen and 1 again for hydrogen. So it will become 46. Ethyl alcohol is also called grain alcohol as it is obtained from starchy grains by fermentation, and as it is a constituent of all the wines. It is also called spirit of wine or drinking alcohol. Now, how it is prepared? First method is by hydrolysis of alkyl halides, which we call as haloalkanes. So, when chloroethane or bromoethane or iodoethane, they are treated with hot dilute aqueous solution of alkali. That alkali can be potassium hydroxide. So, in that case, ethanol is obtained. It's a substitution reaction where the halogen is replaced by the OH group. Next is from ethylene. So, an older method, ethylene, which is obtained in large quantities from petroleum, is absorbed in 95% concentrated sulfuric acid at about 450 Kelvin to form the ethanol. So, the mixture that we are getting, ethyl hydrogen sulfate, it is diluted with equal amount of water and we are getting ethanol. But nowadays it is obtained by directly heating ethylene with steam in the presence of phosphoric acid, which is acting as a catalyst to speed up the reaction. This is also called hydration of ethylene. Next method is fermentation. So fermentation is breaking down of bigger complex molecules into smaller and simpler molecules by the agency of enzymes. The starting material is either starch or molasses. Common sources of starch are wheat, barley, rice, potato. The grain is mashed with hot water with malt at 50 degrees for 1 hour. The enzyme diastase present in malt converts starch into sugar, which is called maltose. Now once we are getting maltose by this reaction, liquid is then cooled to 30 degree. This step is not required if molasses is the starting material because molasses already contains sugar. Now this above liquid or molasses is diluted with water and then fermented with yeast, which contains various enzymes like maltase and zymase, and the fermented liquor contains 6 to 10% of ethanol, as we can see here. Next, we have some uses of ethanol. It is used as a fuel. It burns with a clear flame which gives a large amount of heat, so it is used as a fuel. And the largest single uses motor car fuel and fuel additive. Like we have gasoline, which is sold in Brazil, contains 25% anhydrous ethanol. It is a clean fuel as it gives only harmless carbon dioxide and water vapor as the combustion products. Then it is used in alcoholic drinks like whiskey, rum, brandy, beer, and other liquors. For example, wine contains 10 to 20% ethanol and beer contains 6% ethanol. Ethanol is used in medical wipes and is the most common antibacterial hand sanitizer. It is used in hospitals to sterilize wounds and syringes. It is a good general purpose solvent which is used in paints, varnishes, tinctures, markers, perfumes, and deodorants. Tincture of iodine is a solution of iodine in ethyl alcohol. Then it is also used in healthcare and personal care products like cough suppressant and mouthwashes. It is used in spirit lamp, spirit level, and thermometers as well. Now, how do we test alcohol? So, alcohol or the presence of OH group can be tested by sodium metal test. So, we'll take the organic compound in a dry test tube and add a small dry piece of sodium to it. If bubbles of hydrogen gas are produced, it indicates that the substance is alcohol. Then ester formation test. So we'll take a small quantity of organic compound in a test tube and add small quantity of glacial acetic acid and few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid and vomit. So a fruity smell due to the formation of an ester indicates the presence of alcohol or alcoholic group. So we have some harmful effects of drinking alcohol. Ethanol is a constituent of all the wines and liquors, as the intoxicating effects of ethanol consumption has been known since time. Now, medically, about 30 ml of ethyl alcohol has been recommended to heart patients, but it is a stimulant and gives extra energy. So, alcoholic drinks are popular in cold countries, but its consumption is habit forming, and when it is consumed in large quantities, it tends to slow the metabolic process and depresses the central nervous system. So, in that case, what happens? It results in the lack of coordination and mental confusion, drowsiness, lowering of normal inhibitions, and stupor. The person's sense of judgment and timing will be impaired. So, drunken driving also leads to increased road accidents. Heavy drinking over a long period of time causes damage to stomach, liver, heart, etc. Liver disease, known as cirrhosis, is also caused by long term ingestion of alcohol and it may cause death. Next is denaturation of ethyl alcohol. Unlike ethanol, intake of methanol, which is methyl alcohol, even in small quantity, leads to dizziness, nausea, blindness, and untimely death. So, wines and liquors are expensive as they are heavily taxed and they're a source of income to government. But ethanol is also used in large quantities as industrial solvent, and in that case, it is not heavily taxed. So, to prevent the misuse of ethanol, which is produced for industrial use, it is made unfit for drinking by adding poisonous substances like methanol, pyridine, and copper sulfate to it. This is made blue by adding a blue dye so that it can be easily identified, and this is called denatured alcohol. And this process of making ethanol unfit for human consumption is called denaturing of alcohol. So I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.